Welcome to Image and Interior Insights. I'm Christina with Aesthetics and Style, and today I want to talk about entryways. You know the old saying, you never get a second chance at a first impression, and that's exactly what the entryway to your home is. It's the first introduction to your home, but also to you as a person. This is a great chance to really set the stage for the rest of the house. But it's also the first thing that reaches you when you come home. And we want to make sure it's not causing you feeling overwhelmed by clutter or things in the way or things that need to be tended to. So it might just have a bigger psychological impact on you than you think. So what is important in an entryway and what are the things that we really need in there? So I want to go through that, just some tips today on things to think about in your entryway to kind of set the stage a little better. So let's check it out. Now, my rule with entryways, or actually a lot of rooms in our house, it's practical and pretty. So practical because we live in this space and it really needs to work to our lifestyles, but pretty because we are much more inclined to keep things nice and tidy when it's pretty. So in the entryway, the first thing I like to do is to bring a little bit of the outside in. So maybe it's with plants, maybe you have some cut flowers in your garden you can put inside, but something that softens it up and brings the outside in. I think that's a great welcoming gesture when you enter. Then I like a good table. Again, all about that practicality. So maybe you have a grand foyer and you can do a big round table. Or maybe you have just a small space where a console table is what you need. It serves many different purposes, but most importantly, number one, practicality, yes, because we do have stuff, right? So it's a great place to put the stuff. It could be keys. In our case, it's the stuff to walk the dog. By having it, but then we get to the pretty part. So by having it all collected in something that's pretty, makes it so much easier to keep clean and having everything spread out over the table. So practical, but pretty. A table will also define the space better and really not make it kind of floating as you come in. I like to hang a mirror over the console tables or the tables in the entryway. Why? Well, it's a great way to kind of check yourself before you leave the house, but also it makes the space feel a little bigger and makes it a little bit brighter. Another thing that we sometimes forget in our entryways are lighting. Don't be afraid of some statement lighting. And no, it doesn't have to be a grand chandelier if we don't have that space. But I like lighting in a little bit different levels. So at night, it's a little more cozier, and maybe daytime, if you don't have a lot of daylight, you just have some more task lighting overhead. But don't forget about the light. We don't only want to have those cans in our ceilings. They don't really set the mood. Next thing I want to talk about the walls. We've talked about art before and the statement that art makes. But the entryway is a great way. It's usually a smaller space and you can be a little bold. You can do a wall covering, meaning a wallpaper. You could do a bold color, but you can also use some artwork to kind of show who you are, but also, again, define the space and make it a little more interesting. And also, when you come home, you want something to look at that makes you happy. Maybe there are pictures of your family. Whatever makes your heart happy when you enter the house. And again, practicality. Don't forget about wall hooks. But these days, there's so many cool wall hooks out there. You don't have to go with the traditional hook. You can really spice it up and make it practical, but pretty. Another great thing to have in the entryway is some sort of seating. Now, mine is a little bit further in the room, so I can do a large chair, but it doesn't have to. It could just be a little stool, but it's a great place for your guest or yourself to sit down, take your shoes off, or for your guests to simply put their purse when they enter your house. That's it for this week. I hope I gave you some good ideas and tips on how to make the entryway of your house that welcoming place for both you and for your guests. Now, until next time, as always, chic happens. Bye-bye.